Okay, we're done with multiplying fractions. So let us now go to division of fractions. How are we going to divide fractions? Basically, division of fractions is similar, slightly similar when it comes to finding for the final answer of the product of fractions. But in division of fractions, in finding for the quotient, we will have to undergo one process before we will proceed to multiplication of fractions, and that is finding for the reciprocal of our divisor. So say for example, if we have this one, 1/2 divided by 1/3. So other teachers might introduce to you what we call the cross multiplication, but I'm not going to discuss that one using cross multiplication, because using cross multiplication will give us a wrong notation of how we're going to find for the quotient of fractions. So let us using the standard way of solving for the quotient, in which we're going to find first the reciprocal of our divisor before we're going to proceed in finding for or using the multiplication or finding for the product. So what we're going to do here is identify first what is reciprocal of the divisor, and which of the fraction 1/2 and 1/3 is divisor. So the reciprocal basically means that when you reciprocate fractions, it means that whatever the number on the numerator will be transferred or written on the denominator. Likewise, denominator brings up to the numerator, and that is finding for the reciprocal. So say for example, if we have 1/3 here, what we're going to do is reciprocate for this one, your fraction 1/3, and that becomes, the reciprocal of 1/3 becomes 3/1. Then, if you have solved for the reciprocal of your divisor, since 1/3 is our divisor, what we're going to do next is proceed to multiplication. So what we're going to do with 1/2 is just copy your 1/2, and division becomes multiplication after finding for the reciprocal of our divisor, 1/3. So again, so if we have 1/2 divided by 1/3, so what we're going to do is copy your 1/2, change your operation to multiplication, then find the reciprocal of your 1/3, in which your 1 will be written down and your 3 will be written on the numerator. So that becomes 3/1, then proceed as is in finding for the product using multiplication of numerators and multiplication of denominators. So that becomes 1 times 3 and 2 times 1. So therefore that is 3/2. And that is the quotient when we divide 1/2 and 1/3. So let's have 3/2 divided by, let's say, 4/5. Then again, we're going to copy first our 3/2 times now the reciprocal of 4/5 is 5/4. Then numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So 3 times 5 is 15, and 2 times 4 is 8. Or you can change this into mixed number, or you may leave your answer as is. In a way, those are equivalent fractions. Or you can change this, so whichever you like. So last example for our number 3, last 2 examples. Say for example, if we have 2 and 1/4 divided by 2/5. So since we have a mixed number here, so the same what we did in multiplying, we're going to change that into an improper fraction. Changing this into improper fraction, this becomes 2 times 4, 8. Plus 1 is 9 over 4. Then, just copy first, divided by 2 over 5. Then, this becomes 9 over 4 times, now, the reciprocal of 2 over 5 is 5 over 2 or 5 halves. Then multiply numerators and denominators. 9 times 5 is 45. And 4 times 2 is 8. So therefore, our quotient is 45 over 8. Last example for our number 4. If we have both mixed numbers, 2 and 1/2 divided by 1 and 2/3, for example. So change both mixed numbers into improper fraction. 4 plus 1 is 5 over 2 divided by 3. 3 plus 2 is 5 over 3. Then, copy first our 5 over 2 and proceed to multiplication after we have reciprocate or 5 for the reciprocal of 5 over 3 is 3 over 5. Or you can simply cancel out 5 or multiply numerators and denominators. Numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. 5 times 3 is 15. Over 2 times 5 is 10. So since we have a number that can be divided, both 15 and 10, and that is 5. So we divide this by 5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And the quotient now is 3 over 2 or 3 halves. Or you can change this into 1 and 1/2. Again, mixed number or your improper fraction are just equivalent fractions. So there you go. That is multiplication and division of fractions.